This is an independently produced show and is not associated with CrossFit HQ or CrossFit Media. The views and opinions on this show reflect that only of the host and the host alone, and not that of CrossFit HQ or CrossFit Media. I'm Arthur, and this is your South Central Regional Report for April 2nd, 2013. Last week, CrossFitters everywhere had to take on the ladder that was 13.4. A nice little combination of the clean and jerk and the toes to bar. In a rep scheme of 3-3, 6-6, 9-9, 12-12, 15-15, etc., until the 7-minute time limit ran out. This workout tested how well you could move a moderate amount of weight and perform a gymnastics movement in an all-out sprint. When time ran out, CrossFitters everywhere felt like they had Popeye forearms from this very grip-intensive workout. What effect did it have on the leaderboard? Well, let's take a look and find out. Let's take a look at our scoreboard. Men's division. No surprises at all, as the top 5 remain the same from last week. We see Rich Froning sitting on top of the board, followed by Miko Salo, Josh Bridges, Scott Panchik, and Neil Maddox. Major shakeup in the women's division, as two-time CrossFit Games winner Annie Thorsdottir is out of the competition with a back injury. This has opened the ladies' division wide open now, and it's anybody's game. Looking at the leaderboard, we see Samantha Briggs in first place, followed up by Camille leblanc-bazinet. Team division, we see the same thing repeat again. Valley CrossFit, followed by NorCal CrossFit, and Invictus in third. Diablo CrossFit and Hackspack trade spots this week at 4 and 5. Masters, 40-44. Chris Deswas again on top this week, followed by Bill Grunler. Women's division, Amanda Allen on top, followed by Becky Kalzelman and Cheryl Brost. Masters, 45-49. No surprises, no changes again. This is a running theme throughout the entire scoreboard this week. We see Ronald Thomas on top, followed by Matt Beals and Frank Colvita. The women's side, Lisa Mickelson holding on strong with Cynthia Trucks and Amy Mandelbaum right below her. Masters, 50-54. Gord McKinnon dominating his competition again this week, with Colleen Ferry leading the women off this week. Masters, 55-59. It seems all the pieces are falling together for the 2013 CrossFit Games in the Masters division. David Hippensteel sits on top again this week, with Denny Hawkins in second and John Holtz tied in third place with Del LaFountain. Women's division, Gabrielle Slitt sits on top again, followed by Marno King and Lydia Beer. Masters, 60+. Again, no surprises, no changes. Scott Olson dominating the competition this week at number 1. Gary Jones is followed up by Gordon Chase in second and third. Women's division, we see Donna Walters in first again this week, followed by Sue Steinhauer. The trend of the top 5 continues even in our South Central region, where we see Courtney Wistiger on top again this week, followed by Jason Hogan. But in a little bit of a variation of that, Roy Gamboa reemerges in the top 5 at number 3. The ladies division, Jen Jones continues her domination of the region in first place again, but Amanda Schwartz has now moved up into second. In the team competition, no surprise again, Get Lifted, number 1, followed by Team CrossFit Central and CrossFit Deep. Woodward CrossFit RWB sits in fourth, and in a two-way tie, we have Team BoomFit and Team Destiny. Masters, 40-44. Brian Bonser on top again this week, followed by Brian Osterval and Stacy Robinson. Women's division, Cindy Pierce on top of the leaderboard again this week, followed by Tammy McDonald and Molly Pate. Masters, 44-49. Cliff Lewis tops the leaderboard, followed by Eddie Enriquez and David Fuller. Women's division, Kelly Gilloy on top of the world again, followed by Ken Dunlap and Shannon Gallagher. Masters, 55-54. Men's division, Keith Stratton on top of the leaderboard, followed by Galen Valadez and Michael Ford. Women's division, Benita L. Thompson again on top this week, followed by Maud Hetch and Anna Brenner. Masters, 55-59. Ken Greaves sits on top with David Wurzbach behind him and Bob Patterson sitting in third. Women's division, Patricia Watchell moves in the first place this week, beating out Mary Wentworth and Laura Shackelford. Masters 60 plus, Frank Tribble on top of the world again, followed by Joe Enriquez and Brad Stein. And in the women's division, Sherry Coombs sits on top, followed by Nancy Steen and Susan Williams. We are heading into the final week of the 2013 CrossFit Games Open. Looking at the top of our regional leaderboard, barring any disaster, we can see several athletes have already secured their spot in regionals. But looking at the remaining regional spots, we see many veteran competitors and teams, most of which who have competed at regionals every single year, are now facing elimination. These athletes are going to have to step up their game, go all out, leave nothing left if they want to make it to regionals once again. On the flip side of this, we see several new faces and teams on the cusp of going to regionals for the first time. And they're going to have to fend off the onslaught from these veteran competitors if they want to make it to regionals. 13.5. It will be a make or break moment for many of these athletes to see who gets those last few spots to go to San Antonio. We are just a few hours away from the final workout of the 2013 CrossFit Open from being announced. Shortly thereafterward, Samantha Briggs and Camille LeBlanc-Bazinet will take each other on in that workout. And in a double feature right after that, we'll see Rich Froning and Jason Kalipa also take on 13.5. These competitors will be setting the pace for the rest of us to follow going into this final week of the 2013 Open. Well, this has been your South Central Regional Report. I'm Arthur, and we'll see you next time.